Sorry for the slight delay. I forgot to grab my laptop, and that's how I keep track of like all the chats and stuff. Well, thank you so much for joining me, and happy 10K for me. I couldn't have done it obviously without all of you and your dedication and support towards my art. And I just like want to say like thank you so much for this. And when I was planning on what I was going to do for this video, I was like, it's got to be something that involves the community. I don't just want to do like a giveaway of some sort. So today I have these 3 little books. I thought I had 3 of these, but I actually have 2. So I'm going to use this random other book as well. And I'm going to make 3 collages within all 3 of the books. And then there is a link below in this video for a form that you can fill out. And there you will be entered to potentially be the first person to get this. So the idea is that you will be able to then get this sent to you. You can make your own little collage, and then I want you to send it to another collage artist. And the idea is that hopefully it'll go around the world and then hopefully back to me, and then eventually, I'm not sure how long it'll take, then it will end up back with me and we can review them in a video, which I think would be really fun to see all the different collage styles. And I would love for people to like tag themselves along the way to see this journey. I think it's a really fun idea. I did something like this in my first video, so it's kind of a nod back to that. If you guys remember, I did one of my most, I think it's like one of my most popular videos still is Paste It Forward. I did this challenge. I'm actually not sure how that ended up because it had its own page and I never saw the video posted, so maybe someone forgot to pass it along. But basically the idea was someone got a notebook and they would pass it to an artist in a different country. This one I'm not going to do country because I know it can be expensive, but I love the idea of being able to pass it around, and at the end hopefully we'll have some really beautiful art collection books, and I think that that's a great way to, you know, spread the word, get the community involved and all that. So I'm so excited for this project. I do have the live stream up, so if you guys have any questions, like please feel free to jump in. I would love to know where you guys are tuning in from. Good morning, good afternoon, good night if you guys are joining from other regions. And yeah, if you have any questions, as I said, ask away. And we're gonna get started with that. I think that's everything. Oh, one announcement too. My other video went out this morning, so I did a video on what scanner I bought. I know that was a very big question. A lot of people have asked me. And so when I moved here, I decided to buy a new scanner, and I'm really liking the one I have. So if you're interested in going and checking that out, I did kind of low, mid, and high options that I would choose. And there's a lot of great ones. So go check it out. I did make a lot of fun of how ugly the the scanners can be in printers. Like they used to kind of be okay, and now they're getting worse and worse. But with that, I'm gonna get started. And we're gonna start with my bin of goodies. So I'm just gonna grab that. And then if you guys are at home, I would love it if you guys were collaging away with me or entering the form that I have set up. But yeah, let me flip this. Whoop. It's never seamless. Okay. So this is what we're working with. Let me get this white box. Let me just, okay. So I have these 3 little books. When I was living in England, these are just 2 little paper books. There's nothing in them, but I thought this one would be kind of cool. The photos are interesting, so maybe people could collage into them, cut the pieces out. I don't know. I feel like they're kind of fun. So some great options here. And then we have my bin of things. So let's see what we got in the scrap piles. Could do like a flower background. This one's like kind of perfect size. Oh, cut out woman. Belgian lace worker, kind of funny. Should fit pretty well. This looks like Sammy-eyed Sam, but I'm not sure if it is. I also have, one of my interns gave me this little book. It's so cute. It has all these like paintings and stuff in it, so that would be kind of fun to throw in the background. do some people. So if you guys are just joining the chat now, there is a link below. We're making 3 little books. And if you'd like to be entered to be one of the first people to receive it, just jump in down below into the Google link and you'll be able to join the contest. That one's kind of fun. Like the backpackers, I think could be interesting. She'd fit. I feel like this piece almost I want to do like one of the other Pantones that I've been doing with. I think I'm getting an idea here. Okay, what if we did like kind of like a really, we have all these blues and greens and kind of like, I feel like these look like mountain ranges almost. And then we have this couple. Maybe that. Oh, I just saw a note come out and congrats on 10K and welcome to the USA. Thank you. I really appreciate it. I didn't really know what to expect moving here, but I've been loving it so far. I really had no expectations. It's a little cute, like Art Deco picture. I have all these stamps. This box is very like random in what is in here. It's kind of cool. I think I was collaging with a friend of mine, so I think she also pulled out some things. And so I think I'm seeing some interesting things that I've never seen before. I think she made these, all these like little shapes and stuff. Kind of cool. Textured papers. She's kind of fun. I think that would fit well. I'd love to know. I know it's the weekend, so what are you guys up to this weekend? Are you doing anything fun? Are you hanging in and collaging? Anything going on? I feel like we got a lot going on here. Kind of funny to have like little people running around in a scene or something. Maybe a TV. It's kind of fun. These ones I kind of want to do as abstracts. So I wonder what that'll end up looking like. Mountains again. Okay, so I think I have at least one idea. This one's kind of interesting. Gonna grab this. Kind of make a Western one, which would be fun. Like that or something. I'm also debating if I want to like collage the cover or not. I think that'd be kind of fun. I think maybe I'll make like a design and actually just like completely cover it in my own kind of style. I feel like this mug is actually calling my name. Goodness. Sorry, it's loud. Cars are loud for some reason right now. Okay, like this and like this, I think is kind of fun. It's kind of fun. Okay, where are we at? Oops, sorry. Let's see. Could also see like doing a really bright one. I feel like I'm pulling blues right now. I feel like 'cause it's gonna be a beautiful day here. I'm thinking about blue skies and getting outside. Perhaps, ooh, the tiger mouth. Could do that. Could be kind of interesting. The hand could be kind of cool. Or a little space window. A person standing in front of it. Clocks, maybe. Usually for like pieces that are more abstract, I just like to grab like a whole bunch of things and then just like figure it out after. Because I feel like there's just like so much in here and I get overwhelmed pretty easily. So I think if you're someone who gets overwhelmed with how much material you have, which I know I've heard a lot of people talk about, that is for sure. I like to just pick out like anything that grabs my mind. Like I think that's kind of cool with this. I'm gonna go back and kind of cut down on what I have or add things as I need. Like this kind of looks like a tree if we're gonna go that direction of kind of making something like that. Put lovely nails at your fingertips, maybe. I feel like these are actually too big for what we're working with. I feel like some of these papers are the right size, some of them are not. Okay, circles. Maybe I can talk about too, I am going to Collage Fest in 2 weeks and I'm really excited. I'm talking on 2 panels and I've already kind of seen some of the work of the other artists that I'm working with, and you know, it's so cool to see that like, you know, collage isn't just papers. I feel like I'm the only one that's like paper focused, which is fine. But it's nice to see like how many things you can play with and what like really like what collage means, I guess, in total. Like a lot of people are closer to the assemblage or sculptural techniques, yet they're obviously still collage artists and call themselves collage artists, which I think is really, really cool. And so I'm really excited to work with them, and it's unfortunately not live streamed or anything. I wish that there was like an option to be like online. I think they just were just like, we're not technology people, nope. So they're not going to be live streaming any of it, but I'm definitely going to be doing a video for sure talking about that experience. Okay, I think we have enough things. This one's kind of grabbing me. This one's kind of grabbing me. Cool. Maybe this and this. Everything else I'll put back. Sometimes you just get grabbed by things last second. I feel like I'm got so many options. Oh my goodness. Okay. So we have right here. Let me check in on the chat while I'm going at it. See, someone's doing some gardening, so that's fun. Oh, I'm glad you like the little book of mini paintings. Yeah, it's so cool. I think she got it in China when she went there, and they're just like all the famous paintings. It's cool, eh? I feel like I could use this like 100 times over. And even like the backs are different paintings as well. Some of them, really cool. Hello from Montreal. I know, Miss Canada. I know it's funny, since moving here, I feel like I gotten like no Canadian sales. Everyone's, I'm not in the Canadian side of things anymore. Okay, so I think I want to start in this book. I flipped to the page, so I think the beginning I'm gonna have like the instructions on the first page, probably. I wonder if I should do it like one more over. I don't really need to have an order, I guess, so why don't we do this one? And I don't know if I want to do a double page spread, or, you know, I don't want to encourage people to just do whatever feels right for them for this book, so that's what I'm going to do, but I'm going to have it like this. And I think maybe I'll just start with this one and cut her out, these people out. I do like the whole area, so maybe we'll try to cut it out like perfectly, and then I can go back and do it. Yeah, so I've been getting ready for that Collage Fest, and I'm super, super excited. It's every year. The people I've been talking to about it have been going for like years. They go over year and year again, which is cool. I feel like that's a lot of money though. New Orleans ain't that exciting, and late June is kind of crazy. It's gonna be super hot. But it is really cool. Apparently there's like 150 to 200 people that go. A lot of people go every year. It's almost like a conference for sure. There's like movie nights and all these sorts of things. So I'm really excited to check it out and see and meet people. I feel like it's so important to meet people as artists because we do our practice in solidarity a lot of the time. So yeah, like I think this is a really cool little layout. Doing something kind of more simple. Where did my pile of things go? But then maybe it has like all of these like little parts of it. When I do abstract collage, I'm always looking for like this like edge to match up with something else. I think it makes it look like cohesive. That kind of works, but then it's not like a straight edge for both of them. But something close to it like that, I guess. It's kind of interesting. Ooh. It's always moving around. And then we took away the mountains, but I feel like something like this almost looks like a mountain is what I was thinking before. It's kind of cool. I feel like they could be like here. And because they have like green around them still, I'm trying to like bring that green back in here like that. I think this needs to be shorter, but I kind of like the 14, so I might cut off of the other edge. And that one's pretty cute. I'm actually happy. I'm glad. I was worried that I wasn't going to be like in a state of flow today. It's kind of nice. What do we think of this one? I think it's like more simple. Let me, I feel like it's coming out blurry here. Sorry, guys. Live streaming is very interesting. You just have to go with the flow and see what happens. Okay, I think that's okay though. And if you're just joining, we're working on 3 notebooks, and there's a link below to enter the contest to get this sent to you next. I feel like this needs a little phrase on it too. Like I feel like it needs some text, like very funny. It's basically saying that like the woman looked like a boy to most drivers. It's kind of funny to think. Glad you guys like it. Amazing. Okay. Or we could pick up like other words. Roadside fire. Played the harmonica while Russ drove. That would drive me nuts if someone was playing the harmonica while I was driving. Okay, I might put this together and then we'll come back and put like a little piece of text here is kind of what I'm thinking. So with something like this, it's so many pieces and everything can move around. I'm just gonna grab a glue stick. And I like how this is kind of like an edge like that because that has here. So I think that that's like a trait of having this like pattern movement within it. But we obviously want it to be shorter as well. So I think I'm gonna do like that and then cut it inwards. So the thing with the abstract collages is I feel like I can just like kind of wing it in a fun way where I'm not really thinking too hard, but I feel like there's a lot of strategy, I guess, that goes behind it that maybe doesn't feel like strategy or composition. So I like to glue together a couple of pieces like that. I'm going to glue them last just to make sure that they're in the right spot. And then this one I like at the top. Thank you for that note, Dee Dee. Appreciate it. Yeah, I think sometimes people have issues with live streams and I don't think it's their fault. I think like there's just like some weird settings in people's computers or whatever, or default settings. I'm not sure why. I guess probably maybe if you have like bad internet, maybe you've like set it to be lower, but then it like looks kind of bad or something. So just double check that. Thank you. Appreciate you putting that message out there. Okay. Kind of got a little bit of glue in it. Whenever I do that, I just take my sleeve and I actually just like wipe it away. And it actually seems to work pretty darn good for the most part. Sometimes it needs to like dry a bit and then you wipe it, but I find if you just do it right away, most of the time it'll completely come off. And it doesn't ruin my clothes so far. I haven't had any issues, so that's nice. Okay. And then I'll probably glue this piece down since it's at the bottom. Usually I would get a bigger glue stick for this. I don't like to waste the little ones on bigger pieces. And this piece is small enough that I don't really need a brayer, I would say. I can like push it down with my hands and I feel comfortable with that. Cool. Okay. And then if this pops in here, I kind of like this edge showing. I feel like I glued it. See, like this looks at a crazy angle now. definitely glued something wrong. That's okay. I'm going to go back to the kind of looking at this and maybe cut this a little bit. See if that's better. Yeah, I'm happy with that. And we also got to put our mountain back. This is hard too, doing a live stream, because usually I would take a photo and then I put it to the side with my phone and then like reference it while I'm putting everything together. But here it's a little bit more difficult, obviously. I like these guys kind of hanging off. It creates some nice white space. Let me see. I'm trying to debate. I really like this edge, but I wonder if it's not working here. Or we could put another layer of something like this. Sorry, just missed that. Yeah, thanks for tuning in. Even if it's just for a pop-in, I really appreciate it. And also want to say, sorry it took me so long to do a live stream. I just realized I forgot to talk about that. I had a market last weekend, so I already was like, oh, my glue stick just fell off the table. I was already signed up for something, and then it happened, and then, you know, and then I was away the weekend before, so it's kind of been 2 weeks. But now at least I think I have like 300 more of you, so you guys can join and see your first live stream. If you're new here. I definitely want to start doing more live streams. I don't know how you guys feel about them, but it's kind of nice to just have people in the background after, even if it's not live, and watch it and make to it so they feel like they're doing it with someone. It's kind of nice. What do you think of that? I think it's kind of nice still. I think this one's a little too thick, but I can tuck it under more. Something like that. It's good. I also have to show you guys Fang after this. She's so funny right now. I've been trying to find some pillows for the carpet, and I just put one out, and she loves it, and she's just been like sitting on it like for days now. Okay, this gotta be like that. Kind of glued the wrong side. Sorry, I wasn't thinking. Let's see, not good technique right now. I feel like, although it's not early morning, I feel like I just woke up. Okay, so what I like to do is usually kind of put this piece down to where it needs to go. And then I'll tuck them in. I've got a glob of glue on here. Didn't mean to. This one is a quick and messy, but I'm kind of enjoying it. I like the just like chillness of it. Okay. Just saw a question come in. Hi, I've been following you for a while. Question, what sells better, your originals or prints? I think that it's kind of a funny thing, because obviously you get more print orders because that's more of most people's, oh my gosh, most people's affordability is a print, which I love having. Like, accessibility for me is a huge part of, honestly, why I like to have prints. Like, I had a mentor and she was like, I don't understand why you aren't selling your prints for like $100. And I was like, well, I don't want people to not be able to afford my things if they want one, you know. Like, I think that accessibility is very important for me. And I don't think everyone factors that in, especially like if you have, like where I had in Canada, I got to find a good printer here that's cheap enough, but I had a really high quality, great printer for a very small price. So I felt very comfortable with selling my pieces for cheaper. Here I have to still find someone who is affordable. But yeah, so back to the question. I like the idea of having like a cheaper option, and I think that most people are going to go for the cheaper option. But then if you get a big sale, like like at the art show I just had, like, I only sold, I think, 10 pieces this time, which is like half of what I usually would sell, but this is a whole new market for me. So I'm proud of, making that amount. But you only need like 10 sales is like the equivalent of, like I made more from those 10 sales than I did from the 15 prints or whatever that I sold, or 20 prints that I sold at the fair. Kind of like that little square there. But now I feel like I gotta find a little phrase. So I think, like, if you're, if you have the money, you buy an original usually, and if you don't, you'll buy a print. And if you don't have the money right now, you'll buy a print, and then you'll buy an original later, is kind of how I've kind of seen it happen. But the originals, the small originals, the 4x6s that I do, they do sell a lot, and I find that people buy a lot of them. So like at the art show, this girl bought one and then literally came back the next day and bought another one because she was like, oh, it looks so empty on the wall, it needs a friend. And I was like, that's how I feel about them. So I think most people end up buying like one at a time or two at a time, and then they just keep collecting them, which is kind of cool to see. I'm just reading this to see if there's any fun wording that we could pull. It's about dinosaurs. Thought that would kind of have something interesting, maybe. Usually I'll just like to read through and see if there's anything. Like humming a little could be kind of cute. You're just singing along and hiking. Dried leaves in a rusty, got knocked off. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything that's striking me, so I might just leave it for now and then come back. We are at the 30-minute mark and I've only done one. So, okay, this is book one. Let's keep it going. Gotta make two more. I think let's do this one next. And then again, if you're new, you can go to the Google Forms link, sign up to get one of these books sent to you, and then you can make a collage in it and then send it to a friend of yours, which I think is so fun. I hope to reach some people that, aren't following me or aren't following in general the collage community. I would love to get some people that actually have like never collaged. I think could be really fun if you know anyone that's thought about it and never has. Okay, this image is kind of striking to me, but it's sideways. But we could do one that's sideways. Oh, okay. As a treat, I'll show you guys Fang. I think she's so cute right now. Look at her. This is her bed. She heard me. She knows I'm talking about her. Look how cute she is. She's just like tucked on that pillow, and she's been sleeping there for like 4 days now, religiously. Get this straight again. Okay. Ooh, the back of this is kind of cool too. That's probably why I put it to the side, to be honest, but that's the beauty of doing pieces like this. Not feeling that way. Okay, I think that these pictures, the colors I love together. These images are not in the best condition, but okay, let's see if we can make something from this. This to me kind of feels like jars. I don't know how to explain, but I feel like abstract jugs or something. I mean, we could have these in the background, then have her cut out coming out of the mug. This one I think someone else cut out. I don't think I did this one. I think my friend cut out this one. You can see the white around her still. I think I would love to hear your guys' thoughts on this, but I think every time I'm cutting little pieces like this, people comment on saying like, isn't that hard with big scissors? But to me, it feels very fine, you know, feels like the right thing. I feel like when I have smaller scissors, I don't really jive with it. I find it's actually harder to go back and cut like little white strips around legs like this the second time. I'd rather just like cut it perfect the first time. Besides like the faces, I like to go back and redo. Okay. Now, do we keep these? Do we start over? I'm feeling like this is kind of like, is this too simple? Like, I think it's funny, but I feel like it doesn't, I don't know. I'm feeling like no there. No. People at a dinner party, maybe? Or the back side. This honestly is really nice. Okay, this makes me feel better. I don't know why. Kind of nice. It's always funny when you like things like this, like there's nothing in this photo. I guess there's a vacuum and kind of like, I think this is like a table on a dock or something. But I love these colors together. I think the colors are bopping. Feels almost like a puzzle piece. Flip it. Nope. Okay, I'm kind of driving with this. I know there's no actual objects here. I wonder if I could find like some little people that are like walking on the mountain or something, and that would like give it something. Watch me make like 3 pieces that are basically all not fully finished. How it's feeling so far. Okay, so this one I definitely want to tuck there. Oops, sorry. I see we have a question. Give me one sec. Okay, so the question is, I watched your review on scanners. I take it that it's best for a scan instead of taking a photo. Always get a bad glare on the shiny magazines. Are any suggestions? Yeah, so I do not take photos of my collages like at all. I would highly recommend not doing that. Or are you talking about the scan getting? I think the scanner would never have the glare, and that's the beauty of it. That's why even if like you don't have a big budget, I try to recommend ones that are like under $100, and it'll be one of those things that really elevate your practice. I use my scanner like quite literally every day. For people that are scared, I guess I should have said this in the video. I feel like I was a little scatterbrained this week, had a lot going on. But if you have, okay, I forgot there's people on the back of this, it's funny. Pick the wrong side. I love when that happens. If you are doing like collage and you are someone who's a perfectionist and tends to leave pieces half finished and are scared to complete a piece or cut anything, the scanner is going to be your best friend. So if I'm like scared I'm going to screw something up, the first thing I do is run to the computer and I scan it in. And honestly, it really helps me to like get over my fear of like screwing something up. Even though I haven't screwed up, just there. I would love to explain why. I think it's just our, you know, human brains are the fact that there's no Control Z like there is on the computer. So I like to just make sure that I'm not making the mistakes that I would in that case. I think that they're just like such a great way to elevate your practice in general. And I think that like if you do post online, when you have pictures, oh no, I glued the wrong side again. Guys, I'm on one this today. If you are someone who posts on Instagram, like the photos are just gonna look like crap, to be honest. I see a lot of people posting where you just take a photo of it and it doesn't look great at all. And you can tell that it has the glare, as you said. There really isn't a great way around the glare, especially like I've noticed if I have like framed artworks and you take a photo, it's horrible. Like they don't even look like the piece. So if I want to take something that's framed, I always take the glass out and then try to just like Photoshop in a scan. Oh no, I did this kind of crooked, but I still really like it. I don't know why I like this so much. So I definitely recommend, ooh, I like that there. Sorry, I feel like an ADHD brain right now. Yeah, I would definitely recommend just like getting a scanner to avoid all of those things. It's such a great tool. You can do so many pieces of art on it too. Like it's not like just collage, you know, like you could scan in your artworks. Even with painting, I think like a scanner is gonna do you better. Obviously there's a size constraint, like a lot of my paintings that I like to do are very large, so you gotta decide what's best for you. And I know that it's not like in everyone's affordability wheelhouse, but it's definitely something that I would like save up to invest in. As I said, mine from before was like a home printer, and it works just fine. Obviously it was not great with like the depth of colors, but it got the job done. And I think that's what's important. Okay, we got number 2. I actually really like this one. I don't know why. It seems very simple, I'll take photos, and afterwards I'm going to scan these and then post them. So you'll see like the quality and difference. And then I think I'm going to sign like at Flanzella at the bottom, just so everyone knows like where it started. And I might even hold on to these for like the next week and just keep adding a couple pieces in them. And that way it's not like you only do one thing. Okay, so this is the first page. I think this page is going to be where the instructions are. I might just leave this. I feel like someone might do something really cool on that page. And so I think this is where we're at. I kind of like having a background to start with, I'm not gonna lie. That's something that I have in my painting technique and in my collage technique, is I always like to start with like not a blank page. I think this is pretty cool. Okay. What if we picked something in here? Saw one I liked, but how do you get back to it? Kind of matches color-wise. Let's see. I kind of like the ones that have like the circles too. Ooh, I like how it ripped out. It's kind of cute. It's like a little piece. So I'm gonna close this. Shoes. Nope. Gumball. Nope. Balloons. Maybe. I feel like this would make like a better, bigger piece, to be honest. I also have a little British Columbia postcard. Make a little piece on here and just kind of stick it in like that. It's kind of funny because it's the first one where it's like covering the whole background basically. I feel like this could look good with like some feet or something coming down into it. Let's see. I think she would be too big. Her head would get cut off, but maybe that's part of it. I feel like I want to just cut out this photo at the least. I don't want to keep you guys for, I want to go over too much of over an hour. Take a look at her. It's kind of interesting without the head. I could tuck her behind here. Sorry, I feel like my hand is covering the light. Maybe I can go like this. I feel like she's not the one. I think one of my strengths in collaging is my decisiveness. It does keep things moving, that is for sure. like these little baby. It's kind of funny. Just cut it out quick. I also wanted to mention that I'm going to be starting the Artist Way. I feel like I've been thinking about doing it again, but there's so much tension in me for it that I feel like it's a good thing to do. I feel like I want to deep down, but then there's this also part that's like restraining me from doing it, which means I think that's a good time to redo it. It's a 12-week getting artist block away program. If you've never done it, I do feel like I have a lot of art block in some ways, just because now it's like running a business. I feel like sometimes I treat it in like the bit, like I'll take over the business part versus like creating, and I would like to be able to create more. So I think that would really help. Okay, what do we think of this? I think it's kind of funny. Just his little feet. I missed one little spot on this one. It's kind of funny. It's not like anything special, but I think it's good. Also have the question, what brought you from Ontario to Texas? My husband's job. So basically they liquidated the Canadian company and were like, keep your job. Sorry, Fingy's meowing, if you guys can hear him. So basically they were like, move to Dallas or kind of lose your job. And if we were gonna stay, which was kind of the plan originally, I wasn't loving my job, to be honest. I was doing my best, but I was not loving it. So it was like kind of not holding us down. And both of us are kind of, I feel like, adventurous in certain ways. Well, maybe not him, but I was down for sure. And I think that I was kind of the moving part, and he loves his job, and this would give me the opportunity to take a risk and work on Flanzella full time. And that's something that I've been wanting for a very, very long time. So kind of just worked out for us. But I'm happy I did, to be honest. It's been really nice. And I feel like the cost of living here is like half. So there's a lot less like stress and that sort of thing. I think if we were to stay, I would have probably had to I don't think I ever would have been able to take a risk on Flanzella stuff, and that wouldn't have made me very happy. And for what? Just to live in a city? I don't think so. Okay. I think I'm gonna glue this in. I think I want to do it in the middle. I don't know what she wants, but she's just meowing at me. Could try to include like a little cowboy down here. Maybe we'll just try to cut him out and see. Although I really like this piece. I don't know, like the shape of it is so interesting. What else can we do? Who else we got? Got the lady. I feel like we need like one other person. I'm gonna put this to the side so I can show you guys what I'm looking at. We're back. I feel like if this guy was facing the other way, it could have worked, maybe. I'll keep this out for that one. Here's two little people. That could work for the other piece that I was talking about, having two little people in. Something like that. Could be kind of cool. Kind of doesn't make sense. This photo is funny though. Like, I feel like you could replace this with something very funny. I feel like this page, all these girls are definitely going to be Pantones at some point. They're all exactly what I look for in the Pantone series. At my art event, actually, someone said something very interesting about my art that I'd never really thought of, but they were like, your art really depicts like people having their main character moment. And it's something that I'd never really considered, but it's so true. Like, I always pick the subject first, which is kind of interesting, and then I figure out what they are doing afterwards, which I think is kind of like an interesting way to think about it, that like, you know, like I do focus on the subject matter first. I don't like, I don't usually pick the background or what something, I mean, I guess this one I did, but in most of my, like, I guess, non-abstract pieces, I'll always pick the person first is usually where I start, because I'm like, oh, this is a person, or I have like an entire book of people and that sort of thing. And it does come down, I do love people watching, to be honest, so I'm not surprised, I guess, in the slightest. Got a little man working on the bridge. That's why I love showing my art, to be honest. Like, people will tell me things that I have never even considered about my own art. What about that? I feel like it just needs something to balance it here. I don't really know what that is. But I think I'm liking mushroom, especially because this is like BC. I feel like it goes really nicely in with the nature of BC. Or we could have like these two people in the corner. Have other two people. I like the mushroom idea. Let's see. I feel like I don't even want the leaves. Hello, Diane. I'm trying to have a more organized system for my scraps of collage, but it's quickly turning into chaos. I don't know what type of scraps you're talking about. I don't know if you're talking about like this type, like, you know, literal, these ones I call like my literal scraps. Like, these are stuff that I've cut off other parts and I don't have like a full image to work with, is kind of what I do with these ones. I don't keep them all, that is for certain, but it's nice to have like some to work with. I don't have a great system either, to be honest. I literally have this one bin. I think that I want to just like sit down. I might even do like a live stream that's like on here, that's not arranged, no time, just literally live stream and sort through this bin and get rid of stuff that I don't want and make art along the way, because I just have a lot of stuff in here that I keep looking through that doesn't spark the inspiration over and over again, which I don't think is good. Okay, look at that. Okay, I think this glue stick's also done. I've been going through so many glue sticks, man. I have to go buy some more. Okay, I feel good about that, but now my desk is an absolute mess. Let's quickly look at this too. I just want to see if these people will go on this one. I feel like I like this path and I was going to turn it into something, but I like just the two little people. And I think like usually I try to have no white, but I feel like these ones, they might actually just need it to literally stand out because they're so tiny. I think that's kind of cute. Looks like they're like wandering through a little world. Use this once more. Oh. There. Okay. Nice. Okay, this is small scraps. What kind of glue do you use? I always say UHU. Basically say it in every single video. This is the only one I will ever use ever again. Okay, and as for the small scraps, yeah, I have like, as you can see, this is not a great organization system, but I literally just went to, I think this is from Michael's or Dollarama or like a dollar store. It's a 12 by 12 scrapbooking thing, and I just literally have been putting stuff in, and it worked for a long time because I didn't have that much stuff. But then now it's like over time you just keep accumulating it, and I think that one thing that a lot of people talk about is it can become like a thing where you're just saving way too many things, and I don't ever want to be like, you know, having too much. Like, could I make what I ask myself when I'm keeping stuff and like how much I need is like, could I last like the next year and a half with only this material and still be making stuff? And the answer to that with a bin like this is yes, for sure, because there's just so much. And so that means that there's too much. And so that means I need to go in and really either start creating really heavily with this bin, like make a whole bunch of 4x6 pieces consistently, or I need to get rid of some of it. And I try to be very strict on that because I don't have a ton of storage space left for scraps and stuff. So I just have this one bin, and that's kind of what I've told myself is, this is it. If it doesn't fit, get rid of it. And that's really helped me, to be honest. I don't keep all my scraps now. Before I was keeping all of them. So I do really want to go through this and kind of fix them. But, you know, something like this is like such a fun scrap. So obviously I'm going to keep something like this. But if it's just like a white paper, like most of the time I'd probably cut out most of this. But this one has like some people on this side, and we have some people on this side. So I'd keep that. And sometimes they just have like really interesting shapes. Like this one I was cutting holes out of. And this is such a cool texture, and I've used so much of it because I had the whole cover done like that. But then I'm looking at this like, I don't need to keep this. Like it's cool. It's got a camera on it, but let's toss that. This one I kind of like. It's got some interesting subjects, but yeah, I just try to be a little bit more choosy now. Like these ones I could probably throw out, etc. I could probably throw out this whole bin. Maybe that's what I gotta start doing, is every once in a while I'll just like toss the whole thing from the beginning and hope for the best. Okay. And I like to just keep one of these in that bin just so that I can like play around with little books and stuff, keep them to the right page. Okay, I'm gonna flip it around. We're back. Well, I really hope you guys enjoyed this live stream. I sure did, and there's still a lot of you here. Yay! So yeah, I have these 3 books now. They have a piece in each of them. I'm gonna try to make like one more in each one. And then I'm going to be sending them to 3 lucky winners of the contest. I'm going to give people to the end of the weekend to submit their application. It's just basically asking for email address and if you have Instagram to tag it so that I can tag you in the book. And then I want to put on, I'm going to design like a little cover for it and cover these so that they all look the same. And then I'm going to print off the instructions and put them in. But I'm really excited to see how this goes. Like, I think it'll reach at least 30 people is my hope. I could see people doing double page spreads, whatever. I'm really excited for these. But let's just go and take a look at the final pieces in case you are popping in here. Oh my god, there's a fang here in the first piece. Okay, I'm gonna need to get my tweezers out for that one. So this is the first piece that we had done. It's got like the two hitchhikers. The little shoe I think is interesting, and it looks like a mountain range without the mountains being there, which I really like. That's a good little piece. The next one, I guess I'm on a mountain, is this one that we did third, sorry. Simple, but I like it. I mean, all of them kind of look like mountains, to be honest, but okay. And then this one, which is more abstract for sure, but we have the little people. It kind of reminds me of those like fairy tales where you see like the little people and it's like their journey has to get to like the top of the mountain, and you know, I think that that's kind of fun in here. And yeah, so then I'm gonna sign all of these. I don't have a pen around. But I just want to say thank you guys so much. It's so nice to have, you know, a real community, and if you guys are interested in sharing your art, always check out my Discord channel. It's really fun to be on there and see all the art that you guys are making, and if you have any questions at any time, like that's somewhere where you can go and you can post, and I will always answer, and someone else will always answer as well and jump in there. And yeah, apply for this. Thank you so much, and I will see you guys in the next video or live stream. Thank you so much for coming. Enjoy your day.